Well, hey everybody, Happy New Year. It's Tom Curliss from Curlessmania. Just wanted to check in with everybody and do sort of a channel update. Thank you for 2024. I haven't done anything like this on my channel, so I figured I'd give it a whirl. And you kind of get reflective, at the end of the year, beginning of the year. Kind of look at what you did in the past year and kind of look ahead to what you're hopefully going to do in 2025. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So it's wintry here in Michigan. It's very cold. Was just outside shoveling the driveway, so that was really fun. But I just figured I'd kind of say hi to everybody, and ultimately this is really a thank you to all my guests that came on the channel. I finally took this channel seriously. I'd made a couple videos a long time ago. But I was kind of thinking I got to get back on the horse again. I really want to take the YouTube channel seriously again. And that was one of my goals for 2024. And that's one thing I look back and say, hey, I did do that. And I'm excited about it. And I tell you, I made a lot of friends, a lot of like-minded music people on the channel, and it's kind of trying to build a community. A lot of people talk about this, and it's true. You kind of try to, sort of, one of your goals is to kind of reach out to a lot of people who are like-minded, and you really want to be like, let's make this a music community. Like, let's talk about music, because that's one thing I love to do. I love to do it my whole life. I've been a music geek my whole entire life, and I told people this all the time. It's like, if I wasn't doing this on camera, I would be doing it at the bar with my buddies. Like, we used to do this all the time. We'd sit down and we talk about, like, oh, what's the best Police record, because they're all great. It was like one of the things we used to talk about. Or, oh God, like, what's the worst Stones record, or what's your favorite, I don't know, whatever it is. Or we go back and forth about, records that you love and someone else doesn't love, and but it's just fun. It's just like a fun conversation to have, and I've always loved doing that. And so I decided, hey, this is just doing it on camera. That's all we're doing. And one thing I decided on this channel was to aesthetically, I was like, because I kind of jumped back into that with the Contrarians. Shout out, if you don't know the Contrarians, check it out. It's a great channel. And I got involved with Contrarians, and I jumped onto a bunch of panels, and really I kind of got the bug again, because I had this channel set up, and I did a couple videos like years ago, but I kind of stopped and never really followed up, and I was like, I got to get back on that again. So, but one thing I decided to do was I always wanted to have a guest, because I can do this, I can talk to the camera, and by the way, speaking of talking to the camera, this is a new microphone I just got for Christmas as a toy, so I'm trying this out. I think it's working pretty well. But so I wanted to have a guest, so I figured every episode I want to go back and forth with someone. I want to have a conversation. I want to have a dialogue. And that makes it more fun for me. Like, it's kind of, what do you think? And everyone's got a different opinion, right? So, I don't mind doing this whole talk to the camera thing. I can do that as well. But for me, it's just more fun to have a guest all the time. So that's what I decided to do. And thankfully, I'm really excited that, a lot of people jumped on and wanted to do it. And it was great. It was really fun. I had a really, really good time. What I'm going to do is, after this video, I'm going to put a little collage. You're going to see a little collage of people, the guests that I had for 2024. And there's a decent amount of them at this point, and there's going to be more in this year. I've already got a lot of people lined up for January and even February already. So the calendar's already filling up, which is awesome. So it's been really a great ride, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hoping to have some more fun this year. And I do like a little bit of prog. Well, not a little bit. I do a lot of prog. I love progressive rock. I've always loved prog. I love hard rock. I love rock and hard rock. Just the straight ahead stuff. And a lot of this is a love letter. I'm not going to lie. A lot of this is a love letter to the music I grew up with, and the music that touched me when I was 13, 14, 15. It's just that music stays with you. It's like imprinted in your soul. And I just loved that. And it was like a friend for me growing up, because I was, I had sisters, but they were much older, and I kind of was, they took off for college, and I was kind of by myself, and I used to just listen to albums. I used to listen to records like all the time, and I used to read Rolling Stone, and I would read music bios, and I would, I just got really ensconced in music, and it just became my world. And I used to go to New York when I was, got old enough. I would get on the train with my friends, and we'd go to New York, and we'd go to Greenwich Village, and we'd go to all these record stores, and we'd spend all day just going to different record stores, and like, Bleecker Bob's, and It's Only Rock and Roll. There was like a million record stores within like 5, 6 blocks. It was awesome. It's like a music fan's dream at the time. And they would also, not only would they have like albums, but they'd have bootlegs, right? So your favorite bands, you'd start buying bootlegs. Like Genesis was always been a big band for me, and they would find, I'd find like Genesis bootlegs from like 70, 78, 70, from the Then There Were Three tour. One of the first bootlegs I ever bought was From the Mouth of the Monster, which is the Genesis bootleg from 1978, and it's just, I love that. Still to this day, I own it. Somewhere I gotta should have grabbed it, but it's around somewhere. But I love that album, and I used to listen to it incessantly all the time. Thought it was amazing. So anyway, I'm getting off on tangents here, but basically what I'm saying is I've just been a music fan my whole life, and I love to talk about music, and I'm a musician. I'm in a band. Called Crossword Smiles, actually, that's going to have an album out in June. We've been working on that for a good year and a half, 2 years, and it's finally done, and we just got it mastered, and it's going to come out in June. So that'll be something else that'll be on my channel this year. I'm going to be talking about that. So, but that's a whole nother topic. So, but anyway, my main goal with this was just to sort of send a love letter to all the music that I grew up with, and all the music that I'm so close to, and that still moves me to this day. And there's obviously a lot of other people out there that feel the same way, because they join me and they talk about these albums. And I kind of stumbled on the whole album battle thing. I mean, it just kind of something that happened, and it seemed like people seemed to like it. And it was like a little bit different from like ranking, where I kind of felt like I wanted to jump into albums more like with more detail. Like, just if you have two albums, you can kind of really dig into those records, and that's what I like to do. And so that's what I kind of stuck with the whole album battle thing. And I understand that music is a creative outlet. It's subjective. It's not a competition. I get that, but it's just something a lot of guys with channels talk about this. It's just a way to talk more about the albums. That's all. That's just a way to, some albums are better than others, and it's just kind of a whole thing of, at the end, okay, between these two records, which one would you pick? And it's just it's a way to have a conversation about it. That's all it is. So and some bands I know a ton about, and I'm way educated on them, and then other bands maybe I don't know as much, but I'm kind of learning, and maybe somebody else knows a lot about them, and I'm like, hey, do you want to do this? And they'll say, yeah, really want to do that, and I'll say, okay, and I'll kind of get up to speed on this band. For example, like I said, the bands that I love, Genesis, yes, ELP, the Rolling Stones. I mean, there's certain bands, The Who. There's certain Led Zeppelin, there's certain bands, Bowie, there's certain bands that I know a ton about, and then there's other bands that I sort of know a little bit about, and maybe I, just touch, or I just got into them not long ago, kind of discovered them. Like one band that I really got into, like, it's an old band that I got into recently and started buying all the whole discography, was Thin Lizzy. I always knew the boys were back in town. I knew the hits, but I didn't really know the albums at all. And I finally realized that, oh, these albums are great. Like, Fighting through Thunder and Lightning. I love all of those records. So anyway, I haven't done any Thin Lizzy content yet. I need to at some point. But I've been, anyway, with the Contrarians, I got on these panels and I started getting the bug again. And I was like, all right, I got to get my own channel going. And I really want to do this. And I just decided, that's it, I'm doing it. So I started reaching out to people and scheduling Zoom calls. And I got a great, response from a lot of people. Some people were reaching out to me saying, hey, I like your channel. I love your content. Hey, I'd love to be on the channel. So that's really fun when people do that. So that was great, and they came on the channel, and it was really fun. So I've been having a ball with this, and I'm going to continue into 2025. Like I said, I've already got a lot of stuff lined up. Might try some different things this year, just to mix it up. Maybe some, I don't know, some rankings, maybe some, I don't know, maybe some on-location stuff. I was thinking about heading to some record stores and maybe like doing some, I don't know, on-location kind of stuff. because I spend a lot of time in record stores, and why not get some content from that? And Anyway, yeah, so it's been really fun. I appreciate everybody that's been on the channel, and anybody who's liked or subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm still a baby channel. I'm still growing, and I'm nothing like some of these other channels I look at that have thousands of subscribers. But I hope that maybe someday I hope to get there, and that's the goal at least. But and I'm just going to continue to recreate. You can't focus on that too much. You have to just sort of say, look, I'm just going to create content. I'm going to keep putting it out there, and hopefully people will like it. And that's all you can do, and keep expanding the tribe, right? Keep expanding the people that I'm talking to, expanding the I try to comment on everything. Like when people comment, I'm small enough where I can still like reply to every comment, which is kind of fun. I don't know, maybe at some point you get too big and you can't do that, but I always like it, and I always try to reply if I can. And it's all part of creating a community, right? That's what most YouTubers want to do. They want to create this little mini community of people that are like-minded and really feel the same way and feel passionate about music, right? Because there's some people that you kind of talk to about music, they're like, yeah, I kind of like music. It's okay. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I like a couple songs here and there. Da, da, da. And you're like, well, that's just not me. And most of my friends, my good friends, are just crack me up because they always be like, well, I know a little bit about that, but I'm not a freak like Curlis. Like, I mean, you know, like for example, whereas I just have tons of books, music books everywhere, and like if I really love an artist, I will dive deep and I will read all about them and figure out, I'll know everything about it, right? So that's kind of my thing. That's what I do, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there like that. And I love fans. I love music fans. I mean, just let me put that out there. I love people that are fans of stuff. That's why I watch a lot of music channels, because it's fun to watch people that are passionate about something, and to see them really just talk about something that they love. And that's what fans are. Fans are they love their artists, and they want to just promote their artists, and they want other people to get excited about it, which is that's part of my goal too, right? So it's all fun, and that's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for the fun of it, because I enjoy it. And if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling on, but this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thanks to everybody again, and look forward to 2025. More content coming, and hopefully more guests. And reach out to me if you're interested in being on the channel. Let me know. I'm more than willing to throw. Let's do it. Let's get on. Let's talk about something. Tell me what your favorite band is. Tell me what your favorite albums are. Let's do it. It'd be fun. This is now. I'm gonna switch gears now and say these are the people that have already been on the channel in 2024. And I'm really thankful to those people, because without those people, it wouldn't happen. I decided that for my channel, I wanted to always have a guest. I mean, I can talk to the camera a lot, but I wanted to have a guest. So these are the guests. These are the people for 2024 who made it happen, helped me out, and spent their time and energy to help the channel. So I couldn't thank you enough. So this is sort of my thank you to all of those people who jumped on the channel with me and helped me to create the Curlessmania magic. What can I say? So yeah, so anyway, here they are. Thanks again, everybody. Take it away. See you in the next video. Bye. Before we do anything more, I'd like to welcome back my friend from the Contrarians, Mr. Martin Popoff. How are you, Martin?
Yeah, doing okay, Tom. Pretty busy, but thanks for having me. Very cool. The first test of the new office.
I have to introduce my guest, who is first time on the channel, and I'm so happy to have him, Mr. Peter Kerr from Rock Daydream Nation. How are you, Peter?
I'm doing well, and thanks for having me on, Tom. I've looked at your show and yeah, really enjoyed it. So yeah, it's a pleasure.
Bicycle Legs. How are you, Bicycle Legs?
Great, Tom. It's always a pleasure to come on Curlessmania and do one of these rather wonderful album battles.
Way too long since I've had him on. Mr. Grant Arthur. How are you, Grant?
Hey, cool. Tom, nice to see you. I'm top notch. What can I say?
Today, I am very honored to have, for the first time on the channel, his name is Scott Davis. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing real fine, Tom. Thanks for having me on here. I am just pleased and proud, and I'm very happy to be here to talk about a couple of my very favorite records.
I have a very, very special guest with me today.
Scott Lade from the Prog.
Hey, Tom. It's awesome to be here, man. Thank you for the invite.
Mr. Davey Cretan from Cretan Classics. Davey, welcome, and how are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me again. I brought my mechanical pencils. I heard you missed us. We're back. Give me something to write on, man.
I have a very, very, very special guest for you, and that is my daughter, McKenna. How are you,
Hello.
McKenna? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, and I'm very excited to be on this channel.
I'd like to introduce on his debut on the channel, Mr. Trannon Goebel. How are you today, Trannon?
I'm great. How are you doing, Tom?
Doing well, man. Great to have you on the channel.
Yeah, great to be here, and I appreciate the invite.
Absolutely. Well,
Looking forward to this one.
The gentleman with me back on the channel. His name, as you know, is George Lemie. How you doing, George?
Going on, Tom?
So good to have you back.
Good to be back.
I'd like to welcome back a special guest. His name is Todd Evans.
Oh,
Todd,
thank you.
How are you?
It's really great to be here. I'm really excited about this.
Please welcome in the house, his first time on the channel, Mr. Eric Porter.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. I'm good. How are you?
As you can see, I've got a special guest, first time on the channel, Mr. Peter Jones.
Hello, Tom. Great to
Welcome,
see you.
Welcome, Peter.
Thank you. Pleasure's mine.
My daughter, Madeline Curliss. Welcome, Maddie.
Great to be here. I'm very excited.
So happy to have you on the channel. I mean, come on, she's spending time at home on spring break on her old man's YouTube channel. His name is Alan Rosenberg. How are you, Alan?
I am doing awesome. I'm so thrilled to be on your channel. I love your channel. I love what you do. It's unique. And I'm just so pumped up to be a part of this and the two albums we're going to be talking about.
But I'm happy, very, very happy to welcome back Cody Brockway to the channel. Cody, how are you?
Brockway's Vinyl Bites. I'm happy to be here, man. Thank you so much for inviting me back. It is always a pleasure to be here with you because you are a star.
Thanks, man.